I
I'm
mean,
like, I wonder
that's
if we met
yeah.
like in passing at one point.
You feel that? Wow, you're really
Well,
feeling
she's
her
from the
spirit,
Bay
huh?
Area, and I was in Santa Cruz, and we graduated high school at the same time. Well, you didn't
Yeah.
graduate, but
Yeah. I was in Santa Cruz all the
so
time.
and it's like a
Yeah.
hippie haven. That's
Mm.
why.
Yeah.
It's like maybe we were at the Catalyst together,
Pacific.
seeing Andre
Oh,
Nicotina.
stop!
Like, see, she gets what I'm saying.
Oh wow,
Yes. Yeah. No.
We're vibing.
I love that for you.
Traveling was some of the best years of my life.
Mm.
And it was also opening me up to my sexuality as well. Like I had a lot of crazy, wild sex experiences when I was traveling and being a hippie.
Let's hear an example.
Okay. I slept with my boss and I got fired. And I was living in New Zealand at the time, right? And she was smoking hot. We go to this house party and I've been hitting on her like a little bit behind the bar, just like, a little touchy-feely. And then she invites me, and I kind of had a crush on her. Like I actually had the feels. And we end up taking totally legal psychedelics, dabbled in a little. And
I wouldn't even judge you if they were illegal, honestly. I'd be
just,
totally fine with that.
just for the
That's how open-minded I am.
Yeah.
guys, it was all legal.
Okay.
And then yeah, we started hooking up and we were up for probably like 6 hours. It was like I don't think I've ever gone down on someone that long in my life.
That's a long
I like
time.
completely forgot. Well, like a 6 hour in total,
Okay.
you know,
Did you have
like
like
we're
chapped lips
oh
after?
horribly. Honestly, like it might be a fantasy in the guys' minds right now, but it wasn't actually as beautiful as it sounds because yeah, it was a long time.
I feel like it would take a lot of Molly to propel me into wanting to fuck for 6 hours.
Yeah, it was acid. It was
Okay.
acid.
Oh.
So I was really, we were out of it. There was a lot of sparkles. So then I have to get up and I'm supposed to go to fucking work the next morning and she's literally my boss and she's like, "Get up." She's like, "Get up, Willow, we have to go." And I was like, "I'm not going to fucking work today. I'm fully naked. I'm like high as fuck. I just slept with my boss." And I was like, "I'm not going to work today." And she's like laughing hysterically, leaves, comes back, and she comes back to the house later that night and she's like, "They're gonna fire you." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "They're firing you. You can't just like not come to work." And I was like, "Fuck it. It was so worth it." She was so hot.
Did you hook up again
Honestly.
after that?
I left the country. So,
Okay.
but her and I, we had feelings. There was actually feelings
So
there.
you're traveling and are you like fucking different people in all these places and just becoming in love with them and then just leaving pieces of your soul all over the
Breaking
world?
hearts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. It was like building lives in different cities, and in every place I lived, I did different things. Like I was a writer and a poet in Berlin, and just running in these like weird ass hippie communities, like living in squats. And then in Australia, I was bartending,
Mm.
and then in New Zealand, I was like working at hostels.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did you ever have any close calls in terms of all this not going as planned? Or was it mostly like you were just relying on the goodwill of humanity and they kind of came through for you?
I mean, at a certain point, I ended up homeless. So I
Mm.
lived in a homeless shelter for a year. So my travels kind of derailed at a
Were you
certain
not like able to
point.
get a job where you were or something?
I had really bad PTSD, like
From
severe PTSD. I had something happen, like witnessed an event that
Oh
took
my gosh.
place that was pretty gruesome.
like
Obviously won't divulge, but
terrorism? No, not that crazy, but
yeah,
something okay.
something along that lines. And yeah, I just like could not work a normal job at all.
For a
I
whole
was
year.
having PTSD, yeah.
And you weren't here, like you were.
I was in San Francisco.
Oh, okay, you were here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Like at
went
least you had like a support system, hopefully, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, my family really didn't do much for me
mm,
at the time, but yeah, I went from living in a homeless shelter in San Francisco to 3 years later living in a penthouse there,
oh, wow.
overlooking the skyline.
So during that time period that you're in the homeless shelter, though, I mean, I think like a lot of us, when we try to imagine ourselves becoming homeless, it's kind of hard to imagine because you kind of need to like have squandered the goodwill of everybody that you know in order to end up
Yeah.
in that position. True or false?
Right. Well, for me, I couch surfed,
Yeah.
right? And I stayed with friends, but you reach a certain point where I was like, I don't want to feel like I'm obligating you, and this is like,
Yeah.
and I also used to sleep in parks. It's not like it's not something I could do. And I was sleeping in parks by myself for a while, and the cops picked me up and they were basically like, "You can't sleep here," and they took me to a shelter. But I was avoiding the shelters because they're thieves. They're,
Yeah,
it's dangerous,
they're not
super
safe.
I would
dangerous.
think, yeah.
But I was with my ex-partner, so he was there with me and going through the whole process with me, and he kept me safe for the most part in there. But
Well,
yeah,
that's good.
it was a crazy.
So how do you emerge from all
Yeah.
this and
Yeah,
become
like
this
how are
super
we here,
hot
huh?
Yeah,
OnlyFans
what?
star? Yeah.
That's kind of where it started. So I, was doing the Suicide Girls thing. All of this happened, and I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do? OnlyFans wasn't around.
Mm.
So I'm like fucking selling Instagram photos,
Yeah.
I'm living in this homeless shelter. I started shooting content in the bathroom of the shelter, like in the group doors, like the dorms, like
Oh
where
my
you go and
gosh.
shower, like behind a shower door. I made enough money to book a hotel. I book hotels and then I start taking photos and then I start selling those on Instagram and I
Mhm.
make enough money to move us back to Australia because he was from New Zealand where we met before we moved to Europe. That's this long ass story.
Oh
So
my
anyway,
gosh.
um I just made enough money to support myself until I reached a point that OnlyFans came around and then it changed the game completely. But I
Well,
didn't know what I was doing for the longest time. I mean, you look at some of my original photos and it's like, what is this? Like, what is this
yeah, yeah,
pose?
yeah.
I'm just like I have
The light
never,
is all
I,
bad.
it's,
The angle's terrible. Yeah,
oh my
we've all been
God.
there.
Yeah, I hope the internet never
But
finds those
okay,
again.
was it just an issue of you just getting your shit together? Like when you look back at those photos, were you
Yeah.
not in shape? Were you like not taking
I
care of
was,
yourself?
no, I looked good. I was, I mean, the natural body got me this body. So, it did enough to enhance it, right?
So but
I
you never
was
know because like
really?
Kazumi looks amazing, right?
Yes.
I have seen pictures of Kazumi before she got serious about OnlyFans, and
Yeah.
it kind of makes sense. Like,
Adam's
okay,
being a hater right now.
I'm
I
not
know.
being a
I
hater.
can't be on
She
Team
knows.
Adam.
It was
I
beautiful.
can't.
we've
I
talked about it.
can't.
She
Come on.
knows. She knows. When she was doing the 50 guy gangbangs for no money,
Yeah. Okay.
it wasn't
No.
quite what you're looking at now when you see
I
her.
mean, I was cute. I had, a different look. I had bright blue hair. I had bright, green hair. I was just always like, a little more alternative. Skinny, perky little tits, it was a
Okay.
vibe. Yeah.
But when did you start
So,
to realize like, oh, I could be like really popular? People are really taking to me.
I think I remember I was living in Australia and I don't know, OnlyFans was just starting up. This is like 2020 and I made like $8,000 that month or something. I was like, I remember like walking around. I like went into a coffee shop and I was like, I'm fucking rich. Like at the time I was like, oh shit. I was like, no
They
one in
have
here
no
knows.
idea how rich
No
I am.
one in here
Yeah.
knows. But obviously like things have quite vastly changed since then. And so you realize you grow through it all and it's just a complete lifestyle change. So it wasn't overnight. Like
yeah.
it really was a slow and steady like increase. And then before you know it, it's a full career and I'm locked in, baby. I'm here.
Definitely.
And since you started your OnlyFans, you've kept doing the same thing, which is you're
Yes.
the only one who gets to love you,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the
and
only one.
you're not thinking about ever.
I never say never.
Yeah.
Okay. And definitely before I leave the industry, I'm going out with at least a gangbang. Like this is my fucking plan. And I want to make private tapes in between to see like if I actually later on before I retire, I'm thinking about just releasing some.
Oh my
And
God,
then I
that would
might
be
do
so badass to drop like 10
yes.
years.
Yes.
Like this is me
Yes.
10 years ago.
Right.
Like a
I don't
whole
want to be full
series.
MILF yet before, I want to have some filmed now. And then when I'm older, I can also maybe do some professional scenes right before I
Wait,
do
how old
that.
are you right now?
Oh, we don't.
Oh, you don't give that
Shut up.
information out.
Dumb.
I'm gonna
We're about the
say
same age.
We gotta shame him a
25.
little bit.
Actually, you
better.
told us the story of a lot of lived experiences there, so maybe 25 is
She
too
doesn't want you to
young.
ask about her age, okay?
Okay, fine.
I'm 25 forever. Okay, Adam. Chill.
So you'll drop 10 years of content and then you'll just delete your socials
Yeah.
when you're out.
I think so.
Do you, when you're with a guy, do you ever just start filming? I feel like at this point in time, that's so normal to
Yeah,
just film
yeah.
yourself having sex with a guy.
Yeah. I have a couple little videos with my ex, but I have no full tapes. Like I've never even in my life made a sex tape.
Really?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
But I want to see myself get fucked so bad. Like honestly, it's kind of a shame.
Yeah,
I know.
you gotta watch
It was
that.
in the plans. I don't know. I need a boyfriend, I guess, you guys. Let's
Okay,
find me a man.
that's the weird thing about it is like now being a person where all of my sexual experiences for the most part are on camera, not the ones with just me and you obviously, but like
Yeah.
now it seems like a crazy waste to like have
Just
a
have
threesome
sex.
and not film it. Like what you're
this.
trusting your mind
Yeah.
to remember that, which granted
Yeah.
my mind does remember a lot of the off-camera sex that I had when I was younger and stuff,
Right.
but it feels like a lot of times when we film something,
Mm.
it's like if I tried to think about it 3 or 4 months later, I'm not gonna remember where I finished, you know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to hit the tape if I wanna
And
confirm.
it's also like you're able to look back and masturbate to like this memory. Like when you get horny again, I mean, that's amazing. I want to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever watch your old scenes together with other people?
I'm
Or
like so
what?
critical of myself, and sometimes I don't like how I looked maybe
Oh,
7
stop.
years
You guys,
ago.
she's literally flawless in
Ugh,
person. It's
no,
like it
but
makes
like
me want to throw
the
up.
same
It's
way
so
where you're
bad.
like, I took those weird photos in the bathroom, like some
Yeah.
of the shit we
Yeah.
were filming
Yeah.
early on, just like
Yeah.
not
Oh,
really
yeah.
paying attention to how much better things could have looked. And so that's when I'm like, oh, but
Yeah.
the guys like it. They're like, the more
Yeah.
realistic it seems, the more I like it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Amateur.
part of me that wants to go back sometimes and watch old scenes, but then quite often when I do, I'm like, okay, like this is good because it reminds me of how hot this was, but at the same time, it's kind of like I would rather just watch some girl get fucked by some other dude. It's like, why does it have to be me?
Do you guys actually ever still watch porn?
We've never
I don't
really
really.
been like that. I
You
honestly,
still watch porn.
oh yeah, I'll watch porn for like literally like 5 minutes when I'm jerking off at the end of the night sometimes,
Okay.
but not always. Like
Yeah.
honestly, like more often than not, I jerk off in the shower to my
Yeah.
mind. But I do feel like it would probably be like a really good use of our time together if
Yeah.
we went away for a weekend.
Yeah.
That is the kind of thing that I would think would be a good way of us getting in the mood.
I feel like that would
Put it
it would
on
be
a
like
projector
romantic
or
weekend.
something.
Let's think about work the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
No.
know? Do you watch a lot of porn?
Oh my God, I am an addict. I am a full-fledged porn addict. I have a serious problem.
What?
And that's why I do what I do. I mean, I'm a chronic masturbator, and I've said this obviously for my whole career, but it is like I need to have at least 3 orgasms a day. Like it really helps me maintain my stress. It's like boxing and masturbating, okay?
Oh.
Wow.
And then I found my fucking people, you guys. I was like, OnlyFans? Wait, you guys masturbate? I masturbate? And I'm like,